Okay, so in the first part, yeah, basically showed you how to use DB Editor. You essentially, once you make all your edits, you save, and then you want to probably open it up in uh, the game, and then make sure that the Dynasty has all the correct conference alignments in the conference standings menu. So one problem you're going to run into is at the very end of the season, or actually really in the off season, when the schedules are generated, it's not going to make the correct schedule. So what you'll need to do is download the NCAA PS2 scheduler, which is created by Robot Debris, and this schedule editor allows you to create a brand new schedule from scratch. So first thing you'll need to do is go into this resources, and you'll see an example Excel doc, and these have the default conferences, which you can use as a base to edit. So I'm gonna go ahead and just show you what it looks like. So here's what the default file looks like. So there's a conference tab, which has all the conference names, and then the conference games, number of games, start week, and then also the division name. So you need to make this match how you designed it. So in this case, I want it to match my little designer table I created here. This one isn't created correctly, but I made a new one already called full realignment. So in this case, I have my conferences. Big East, Big Ten, Pac-12 now have divisions, so I gave them the corresponding correct division names. And then in alignment tab, you'll want to make sure all the schools are now correctly aligned to their conference names and the conference division. And also make sure that all the teams that are FBS are FBS and all the ones that are FCS are FCS. So this might take a little bit of time to create, but it's not super complicated. Make sure you don't edit the TGID because that will change everything. So once you have those, you just save. Then when you have your dynasty in the off season or actually really in the preseason, when right before you start playing games, you'll want to again get your save file extracted out. Use Madden DB Editor, and then open up your dynasty again. You want to go to this table called Schedge, SCHD, which is the schedule, and then you'll want to extract that out. So file, export, and then it'll create a schedule file. Then you want to open this up. One thing I want to do is, because everything is kind of messed up because of the alignment, is I create a filter on everything. Go to this schedule week number, SEWN, and then sort from smallest to largest. Now, this is every week of the season, so these are all the games for every week, if you go all the way down. And then one thing to note is schedule week 15 is the championship week, 18 are your bowl weeks, 18 through 20, and then the last game here is the national championship game. Because the schedule for the regular season is all jacked up, you'll want to basically highlight 14 through 0, or 0 to 14, and just delete it. So leaving only 15, 18, 19, 20, etc. Moving forward. Then save. You have to make sure that this is updated for every time that the season starts, because the bowl file and this file have to align, or otherwise you'll get errors. So delete it. So I deleted 0 to 14, and then just left 15 to 15 onward, and then saved and exited it out. Then you want to open up the schedule UI. It opens up the schedule file. First thing is set the schedule, so I'll go and open up that file that I was just playing with, and then choose my alignment file, which I have right here, full realignment copy, and that creates or sets up the schedule. So now I want to make sure that my alignment file looks correct. So as you see, my Big East now has 12 teams, my Big Ten has 12 teams, my Pac-12 has 12 teams, and then all the other conferences have been realigned with new alignment, new teams, and new conference team numbers. So once that's done, you can start adding games. So each conference needs to add their conference games. Independents don't really have conference games, so it really doesn't do anything when you press that. And then over here, you want to autofill your out-of-conference games. And it creates 232 out-of-conference games. And then you can quickly go to schools and just kind of verify. Let's see, Buffalo, they have a proper schedule. Alabama, they have a proper 12-team schedule, and just kind of make sure that they have enough SEC games. So this is just to verify that your files are all created correctly. Fresno State. Let's look at Pac-12 team, Arizona. And we have 8 Pac-12 school or games, and then a whole bunch of 4 out-of-conference games. So we have, pretty good sample size to make sure that everything works. So you go back to the first page, press the Save button, and it'll create a new sketch, CSV. Save that. Then you can close this, go back into DB Editor, open a sketch table again, and then you can import that new schedule that you just created. And it'll import it, file save, and then, well, something happened here, but you this might not work the way I want it to. But you file save, and then that will basically upload the new schedule, and then you can go ahead and restart or put that save file back into your memory card, and then reload the game. And that's it.